Have you ever wondered if there's something lurking in the shadows of our world? Something mysterious, wild, and perhaps even a bit terrifying? Join me as we embark on a journey around the globe to explore the fascinating and often controversial world of Bigfoot-like creatures. From the well-known Sasquatch to the lesser-known Mapinguari, we'll delve into this evidence, the myths, and the enduring fascination that surrounds these enigmatic beings. I've got 8 of them to show you today. Welcome to the Lore Chronicles. Deep in the heart of the Pacific Northwest, where ancient forests whispered secrets to the wind, lay a secluded cabin known only to a select few. It was here that Ethan, a seasoned cryptozoologist, had set up his base of operations. His latest obsession? The elusive Sasquatch, a creature rumored to roam these fairy woods. Ethan had spent countless nights poring over old maps, studying folklore, and analyzing the latest sightings. He was convinced that he was on the brink of groundbreaking discovery. One moonlit night, armed with state-of-the-art equipment, he ventured into the heart of the Whispering Woods. The forest was alive with the sounds of nocturnal creatures. Owls hooted, coyotes howled, and the wind rustled through the trees, creating an eerie symphony. As Ethan pressed deeper, he noticed strange, almost human-like footprints in the mud. His heart raced with excitement. He'd found them. Following the tracks, Ethan came upon a clearing. In the center, a massive, hairy figure stood silhouetted against the moonlight. Its eyes, glowing like embers, seemed to pierce the darkness. Ethan froze, his breath catching in his throat. Before he could react, the creature let out a guttural growl and charged. Ethan turned to flee, but it was too late. The creature's powerful arms closed around him, pinning him to the ground. As the creature's hot breath washed over his face, Ethan felt a surge of fear. He was alone in the heart of the wilderness and at the mercy of a creature he had only read about. Just as the creature was about to strike, a sudden noise echoed through the woods. The creature froze, its eyes darting around. Ethan took advantage of the distraction and managed to break free. He ran as fast as he could, the creature's howls growing fainter behind him. Safe at last, Ethan collapsed against a tree, his heart pounding. He had survived an encounter with the legendary Sasquatch, but as he looked back at the clearing, he couldn't shake the feeling he wasn't alone. Chilling whispers seemed to echo through the woods.
You're not done yet, human.
Deep in the heart of the Kindling Mountains, a region shrouded in mist and legend, lived a creature known as the Yiren. Said to be a giant ape-like creature with long flowing hair and razor-sharp claws, the Yiren was feared and revered by the local people. Dr. Chen, also a renowned Chinese cryptozoologist, had dedicated his life to the pursuit of the Yiren. Armed with state-of-the-art equipment and a team of experienced trackers, he had ventured into the Kindling Mountains countless times, always coming up empty-handed, but this time he had a lead. A local villager had reported hearing strange, inhuman howls echoing from a remote mountain peak. Chen and his team followed the trail, their journey fraught with danger. The mountains were treacherous with steep cliffs and treacherous terrain. They encountered wild boars, wolves, and even a rare snow leopard. Finally, they reached the mountain peak. The air was thin and the wind howled around them. As they looked out over the valley, they saw something that sent chills down their spines. A massive, hairy figure was standing on a rocky outcrop, its eyes glowing in the dim light. It was the Yiren. Chen raised his camera, but before he could capture the creature, a sudden gust of wind knocked him off balance. He tumbled down the steep slope, his cries for help lost in the wind. As he fell, he looked up one last time at the Yiren, its eyes filled with a cold, calculating intelligence. The last thing Chen saw before he hit the ground was the Yiren's sinister grin. Throughout history, cultures around the world have shared tales of enigmatic ape-like creatures that inhabit remote forests and mountains. These creatures, often referred to as Bigfoot-like beings, have captured our imaginations and sparked endless debate about their existence. From the very well-known Sasquatch to the lesser-known Mapinguari, these beings have left their mark on our folklore and mythology around the world. In this video, we'll delve into the fascinating world of Bigfoot-like creatures, exploring their origins, characteristics, and the evidence that supports or contradicts their existence. We'll journey to different regions of the globe, from the dense forests of North America to the remote mountains of Asia, to uncover the truth behind these mysterious creatures. So, we've looked at some fiction already, and now let's take a look at what is real. We'll start with North America and Bigfoot, or Sasquatch. The most iconic Bigfoot-like creature in North America, Sasquatch, has captured the imaginations of people for centuries. Tales of this elusive ape-like creature have been passed down through generations, with sightings reported from the Pacific Northwest to the Appalachian Mountains. Evidence for Sasquatch's existence is primarily anecdotal, consisting of eyewitness accounts, footprints, and hair samples. While many skeptics argue that these can be explained by misidentifications or hoaxes, believers point to the sheer number and consistency of the reports. One of the most famous Sasquatch sightings occurred in 1967 when Roger Patterson and Bob Gimlin filmed what appeared to be a female Sasquatch walking through a forest in Bluff Creek, California. This footage, known as the Patterson-Gimlin film, remains one of the most compelling pieces of evidence for Sasquatch's existence. Other notable sightings include the Patty sighting in Oregon in 1972, where a man named Paul Freeman claimed to have encountered a female Sasquatch known as Patty. Additionally, there have been numerous reports of Sasquatch encounters from national parks and wilderness areas across North America. And around every Christmas time, you see the story of Frosty the Snowman and the abominable snowman, right? The Yeti, that's that one big villain at the end of the story. While the Yeti is often associated with the Himalayan region of Asia, there have also been reported sightings in North America, particularly in the Rocky Mountains. Some researchers believe that the Yeti may be a distinct species or subspecies of Bigfoot, while others argue that it is simply a regional variation. Cultural and historical references to the Yeti abound, with tales of this creature appearing in ancient Tibetan texts and folklore. The Yeti is often depicted as a large, hairy creature with a human-like face. So you're going to hear this once again and pretty much in all of these stories, that evidence for the Yeti's existence is primarily anecdotal, with sightings reported by mountaineers, trekkers, and local people. There have also been claims of footprints and hair samples, but the authenticity of this evidence has been questioned. Some theories suggest that the Yeti may be a surviving population of ancient hominids, while others propose that it could be a species of giant ape. However, the lack of concrete evidence makes it difficult to definitively determine the nature of the Yeti. Now we're going to move on to Central and South America. We'll start with the Mapinguari. Deep in the heart of the Amazon rainforest, a creature of legend lurks, the Mapinguari. This elusive ape-like creature is said to inhabit the dense jungles, its presence shrouded in mystery and fear. The Mapinguari is often described as a massive creature with a prehensile tail, glowing red eyes, and a foul odor. It is said to be a solitary creature, preferring the solitude of the rainforest to the company of others. Indigenous tribes have long told tales of the Mapinguari, associating it with powerful spirits and natural forces. Some believe that the Mapinguari is the guardian of the forest, protecting it from harm. Others view it as a malevolent creature capable of causing great destruction. The Mapinguari's reputation is one of both fear and reverence, reflecting the deep connection that indigenous peoples have with the natural world. Chupacabra, I've been wanting to do a video on this for a while, and we're just touching on it today, but I think I'm going to have to dedicate a full video to it. While the Mapinguari is a creature of ancient legend, the Chupacabra is more recent phenomenon. First reported in Puerto Rico in the 1990s, the Chupacabra has since been seen in various parts of Central and South America. The Chupacabra is known for its attacks on livestock, particularly goats. Its name, which translates to goat sucker, comes from the way it is said to drain the blood of its victims. However, there's no consensus on the Chupacabra's exact appearance, with descriptions ranging from a small reptilian creature to a large humanoid being. Some believe that the real chupacabra is a real creature, while others argue that it is a myth or a hoax. There have been numerous reports of sightings, but the evidence is often circumstantial or lacking. Some theories suggest that the chupacabra could be a mutated animal or even an extraterrestrial creature. Despite the lack of definitive proof, the chupacabra continues to capture the imaginations of people around the world. Unless it's not imagination. Its mysterious nature and the fear it inspires have made it a cultural icon in many parts of Central and South America. Let's head on over to Asia, and we'll start with the Yeren. The Yeren, also known as the Wild Man, is a legendary creature said to inhabit the mountains of China. This ape-like being has been the subject of folklore and speculation for centuries, with sightings reported from various regions of the country. The Yeren is typically described as a large, hairy creature with a human-like face. It is said to be a powerful and agile creature, capable of climbing trees and swimming across rivers. Some accounts describe the Yeren as being aggressive and dangerous, while others portray it as a peaceful and solitary creature. Historical records of the Yeren date back centuries, with sightings reported by travelers, scholars, and local people. In recent years, there have been renewed efforts to investigate the Yeren, with researchers conducting expeditions into the remote mountain regions where the creature is said to live. Orang Pendek. The Orang Pendek, or short human, is a legendary creature said to inhabit the forests of Sumatra, Indonesia. This ape-like being is smaller than its larger cousin, the orangutan, and is said to have a more human-like appearance. The Orang Pendek is often described as a bipedal creature with reddish-brown hair and a flat face. It is said to be a shy and elusive creature, preferring the solitude of the forest to human contact, like many of these others. Evidence for the Orang Pendek. I'm sorry, my Hispanic blood cannot stop it. Every time I see Pendek, I want to say pendejo, but sorry. Evidence for the Orang Pendek's existence is primarily anecdotal, like the rest. With sightings reported by local people and researchers, there have also been claims of footprints and hair samples. But the authenticity of this evidence, again, has been questioned. Some theories suggest that the Orang Pendek could be a relic population of an ancient hominid species, while others propose that it is simply a variation of the orangutan. However, lack of concrete evidence makes it difficult to definitively determine the nature of the Orang Pendek. All right, our last area that we're going to take a look at is Europe. We're going to start with the Alp Squatch. Have you ever heard of that one? The Alp Squatch, or Yeti of the Alps, is a legendary creature said to inhabit the mountainous regions of Europe, particularly the Alps. This ape-like creature has been the subject of folklore and speculation for centuries, with sightings reported from various European countries. The Alp Squatch is often described as a large, hairy creature with a human-like face. It is said to be a powerful and agile creature capable of climbing steep cliffs and navigating treacherous terrain. Some accounts describe the Alp Squatch as being aggressive and dangerous, while others portray it as a peaceful and solitary creature. You see that pattern over and over. Sometimes I think it depends on people's perspective when it comes to any of this folklore. Historical records of the Alp Squatch date back centuries, with sightings reported by mountaineers, shepherds, and local people. In recent years, there have been renewed efforts to investigate the Alp Squatch, with researchers conducting expeditions into the remote mountain regions where the creature is said to live. Now, we already talked about the Yeti in North America, particularly in the Appalachian Mountains, but there's also the European Yeti. The Yeti, or abominable snowman, is a legendary creature that has been reported in various parts of Europe, including the Alps, Pyrenees, and Carpathians. While the Yeti is often associated with the Himalayan region of Asia, there have also been numerous sightings and claims of its existence in Europe. The European Yeti is typically described as a large, hairy creature with a human-like face. It is said to be a powerful and elusive creature, preferring the solitude of the mountains to human contact. Over and over again. Cultural and historical references to the Yeti abound in European folklore, with tales of this creature appearing in ancient myths and legends. Some believe that the Yeti is a remnant of an ancient hominid species, while others argue that it is simply a myth or a hoax. And like all the others on the list, evidence of the Yeti's existence in Europe is primarily anecdotal, with sightings reported by mountaineers, hikers, and local people. Same story, same stuff. There have also been claims of footprints, hair samples, and even photographs, but the authenticity of the evidence has been questioned. Now, I know it seems like I'm making fun of this stuff, and I'm absolutely not. I've kind of been very careful about doing this episode on the Bigfoot stuff. It's not a topic I've been particularly interested in the past, but with all the sightings that you see around the world, you would think that there's something to it. And that's what intrigues me. So if you think I've been flippant about this topic, then I apologize, because I'm not flippant about it. I'm not just dismissing it or anything like that. I believe that if you have so many people around the world that have some sort of mythology around this type of creature, then there's just got to be something to it. But my question is what? What exactly is it? And typically, just like whenever you see stories of really any creature that's out there, whether it be, folklore things like werewolf, vampire, and stuff like that, I think there has been something to that stuff as well. And then you bring that over to the alien stories and all of that, and I believe with all of the stuff you see around the world, and especially the evidence that we have today, that topic, and that's why I've been doing more videos on it, that topic really, really gets me going, because I feel like there's definitely something to that. So I'm not just throwing this stuff out the window. I know it seems like I'm just kind of, jabbing at it every time I talk about the fact that all of the evidence is anecdotal, but I would just like to see more. And now with the technology that we have some very compelling videos out there about aliens, but we don't with this. And not that I've seen anyway. And I've seen a few videos. I haven't looked too much into it until researching this video, but I didn't see anything in the research of this video to make me believe just yet. But I'm willing to. I'm willing to believe that there's something out there that is more humanoid than creature, but I want to see the evidence. The ongoing debate about the existence of Bigfoot-like creatures is a complex one, with evidence for and against their existence. While there have been numerous sightings and reports, definitive proof remains elusive. Some argue that these creatures are simply products of human imagination or misidentifications, while others believe that they are real and continue to inhabit our world. Further research is essential to shed light on the mystery of Bigfoot-like creatures. Now I invite you to share your thoughts and experiences related to Bigfoot-like creatures in the comments below. I'd love to hear them. Have you ever had a personal encounter with one of these mysterious beings? Do you believe they exist? Let me hear your thoughts. Have you been on a camping trip one time and saw something that was strange? I'd like to hear about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more fascinating content on the world of mysteries and lore right here in the Lore Chronicles. And we will see you next time.